To make your box 3D, what you need to do is you need to group each of the sections separately. So the bottom needs to be grouped, okay? And notice I'm not selecting anything besides what needs to be together. The left needs to be together and grouped, and the front needs to be together and grouped. So I'm highlighting that and grouping that. Now that they're all grouped, I'm just going to move these together to get them in a better position to make this 3D. You can leave a little gap in between if you want to, white, it's not going to hurt it. This one's going to need to be rotated, so I'm going to go ahead and move my mouse outside of the selection box here. There we go, and get the rotate. I'm going to hold the shift key down to make that, constrain it to a straight rotate. Okay, like that. All right, so that's perfect. Now everything's ready to go to make this 3D. Now we're going to skew the front. So the way you do that, you click on the front. You're going to go to this tool right here. It's the free transform tool. Click on it. And this point right here in the center on the right, we're going to want to select that using this, not this double arrow, this rotate double arrow. We want to actually use the it's a little bit funkier double, I don't know what you call that, double arrow tool, but it's going to skew this. And now you want to only go down and cover about a third of the top third of this bottom piece where it's overlapping like that. Now I'm going to take the rotation tool and click on it. Now when you use the rotation tool, the pivot is in the center. I don't want it in the center. I want it actually on the lower left. So I'm going to click right there, and it's going to move my pivot point from the center to the lower left. And then if I just click and drag here, I can rotate my box up like that. And the reason why you want to do that is it's going to make it look like it's 3D. You had to skew it first, though, to where it's going to make it look like that. So now I just have to click on my bottom, and then I'm going to go back to the free transform, and I'm going to go ahead and click on the bottom piece right here. And if you do it, if you don't start by clicking and dragging up, it'll go sideways. So you got to be careful of that. That's what I just did. So now I'm going to just drag it up, and I undid it, and then I started clicking again with it and dragged it up. And now I was able to skew this up into position to make it look like it's 3D. Now all I have to do is click on the side one here on the left. This one's a little bit different because it's you're going to be using the free transform on the left side of it, but you still want those funky looking arrows. You want your cursor to turn into that. And notice how now I can lift this up and I can skew this up so it looks like it's 3D and put it on the side right here like that. I can let go, and there's my box all 3D. Looks great. So now I'm going to go ahead and click and drag over all the pieces. I'm going to hold the shift key down and shrink this a little bit because your printer might not be able to print to the edges very well. So you want to keep it within a margin so that way it gets printed perfectly. Then you're going to go ahead and click down here and put your name down there. Okay? And you want your first and your last name. I'm just going to put my first name on there. Right now, if you notice, the font is pink. That means that I don't have that font on my computer, so I'm just going to use a font that I have. I'll put my name just like that. It's all ready to go. I would go ahead and save my changes as an Illustrator file, and then, which I'm not going to do because I want to keep this un-3D'd, I guess you could say. I'm going to go ahead and save as, though, because after you save your changes, you're going to want to save it as a PDF. So I'm going to go ahead and save it as an Adobe PDF file. I'm going to go ahead and make sure it saves on my desktop, and I'm going to go ahead and save it to my desktop. I've already done that once, so I'm just going to write over it and then save it. And now I have my box is completely 3D, and I have a PDF file of it. And if I just minimize this and double click on my serial right here, there is my cereal box right there. Looks good, and it's a PDF file now. Now you can go ahead and upload this to Google Classroom to get graded, and you can put it on your website to put it with all your other projects, and then also from your website you can download it as a PDF to your computer at home so you can print it in color so I can put it on the wall.